Few things were worse than being a black woman caught up in the 18th century Atlantic slave trade. But Marie-Josèphe dite Angélique didn't just take it. She gave a grand total of 0 fucks and burned down half of Montreal out of revenge. Holy shit.
Marie-Josèphe dite Angélique,
Well, that was her slave name anyway.
was born in Portugal in 1700. She had several owners before she eventually landed in Montreal. Back in the day, Montreal was like the Wall Street of the New World, the beaver fur trade. Not that beaver. The nocturnal semi-aquatic rodent fur trade was a bumpin'. A pound of fur was worth more than a pound of gold, and people were getting nasty rich.
Angélique was owned by a dude named Francheville, who was like the Gordon Gekko of Montreal. Francheville established the only iron forge in the New World, giving him a straight-up monopoly on the materials needed to make just about fucking everything.
Angélique's situation didn't get dicey till Francheville kicked it. Angélique was left to Francheville's widow, this biddy named Teresa de Coignet. She needed some help around the house and took on an indentured white boy named Claude. Angélique and Claude the hot bod got into some hot interracial action and fell in love.
Therese got all obsessed with her husband's bulging estate and took off to take care of business for a few weeks. Angélique and Claude saw this as an opportunity to piece the fuck out of Montreal and be free in New England. But it was cold as balls that winter, and they didn't get far before they were captured and sent back to Montreal.
Therese acted like she was all cool with what went down, and only Claude landed in jail. But Therese was pulling some two-faced high school drama and planned to sell Angélique to a friend. Being sold brought with it the very real possibility of ending up on an island plantation.
Back then, the Caribbean wasn't a place to get white girl wasted on rum shots and get your hair did in cornrows on the beach. The plantations were some hard labor and usually killed a slave within a year.
When word got around Angélique was going to be sold, she refused to let it go down like that. She waited for Claude to be released, and then they decided to go down in flames together, literally.
They went pyro on Therese's ass like a Norwegian metal band and burned down half of Montreal.
Before anyone knew it, the hospital and 45 homes were destroyed. It was complete chaos, with everyone terrified and looting rampant like it was Free Blizzard Day at Dairy Queen. In all that madness, the lovers were separated. Claude managed to escape, but Angélique was caught and put on trial, which you know was super fair.
They believed she didn't act alone and went full Guantanamo on her ass to force Angélique into giving up her accomplices. She immediately confessed, but she was a ride-or-die bitch and she never ratted out her man. Angélique was hanged, but not before she left her brand on Montreal.
Angélique had zero power over her own life, but she was determined not to go down without taking half the city with her. To this day, a lowly slave from Portugal is remembered for shaping the history of one of the oldest cities in the New World. That's a boss bitch.
Hey guys, this is Ela Darling here. If you want to get the lowdown on the original boss bitch, Cleopatra, click here on this pyramid. Also, if you want to know your shit and have a good time doing it, be sure to check out the other shows on Wisecrack by clicking here or in the link in the description below. Be sure to check it out, because smart stuff doesn't have to suck.